Well, go on, traders. Yeah, the traders here again. All right, guys. So I held off on sending out a video on Friday. I wanted to kind of see what that interview was all about with David Mitri. One of the YouTubers did an interview. So I wanted to see what that video was about before I actually gave my reaction to it. And then also wanted to get a reaction on of the market before I actually do this video. So as you can see, we are July 3rd. We didn't do a full day in terms of trading on the market. Market ended around 2:25 p.m. today, and look at what happened. So this is after Mullen have announced sale of $308,000 worth of revenue. 22 vans were sold to Randy Marion. This is after the interview came out, and look what is the reaction of the market here. We are now down to an all-time low of 10 cents. The market actually fell. The stock actually fell. And let me just jump into Yahoo Finance here. Just give you guys a taste of what happened. So Mullen fell 6% today. Market ended at 2:25 p.m. but yet still Mullen fell 6%. Aftermarket up a little over 2%. But look at the volume that came in, and it was not even a full trading day. 223 million stocks were traded. So that was huge. Lots of selling was going on. Market cap down to, I think this is one of the all-time low, 24 million. So it's not looking good for Mullen. So that interview, this news that came out about EV cargo sale to Randy Marion, booking off 308,000 revenue. First revenue being booked and recorded on the books. It didn't go down well, because after this came out, this is what was published by Mullen. This is a Form 8K that speaks to, this is like a disclaimer, something that you use to actually cover your ass in case what you have reported or what you have said doesn't work out. That is basically what this is saying. So you report revenue on one hand, and on the other hand you're saying, oh, just in case what I said is not true, this is what I'm using to cover my ass. So I'm gonna just read a little part of it. So I'm not gonna look at the top part here. So it says important factors that could cause actual results to differ materially from the forward-looking statements we make in this current report include, but are not limited to: we have incurred significant losses since inception. We expect that we will continue to incur losses for the foreseeable future. We require substantial additional finances to effectuate our business plan. We have not yet manufactured or sold any production vehicles to customers, and we may never develop or manufacture any vehicles. Our limited operating history makes it difficult for us to evaluate our future business prospects. Our auditor has expressed substantial doubts about our ability to continue as a going concern. That means for them to continue in business. Certain of our lenders and internal revenue services has liens on our assets. We have not paid and do not plan to pay cash dividends on our common stock. So any return on investment may be limited to the value of our common stock. Our stockholders are subject to significant dilution upon occurrence of certain events which could result in decrease in our stock price. Our commitments to issue shares of common stock or securities that are convertible into shares of common stock may cause significant dilution. Wow. Our commitment to issue shares of common stock pursuant to the terms of our notes or preferred stock or warrants could encourage short sales by third parties, which could contribute to the future decline of stock prices. We may not be able to maintain compliance with the continued listing requirements of the Nasdaq Capital Market We may not be able to develop, manufacture, and obtain regulatory approvals for a car of sufficient quality to appeal to customers on schedule or at all. Our current planned vehicles rely on lithium-ion battery cells, which have been observed to catch fire or vent smoke and flame, potentially subjecting to us to litigation we call our redesign risk. The efficiency of battery use will decline over time, which may negatively influence customer decision whether to purchase an electric vehicle. And lastly, we rely on our OEMs, suppliers, service providers for parts and components, any of whom could choose not to do business with us. So, not to say that this is all bad, but this is like a statement which many may say, you're basically covering your all possible liability that you may face in the future. But it's just the timing of it. It's kind of looks bad. Anyway, so to kind of jump into the video, I'm not going to play it or anything like that. But I'm going to just, this is the video that, no, not that. Well, the video came out with David Mitry, and he basically was speaking about timelines and what his plans are in terms of production. So I just took a screenshot here. I'm not going to play the video because I don't know if there's any, copyrights or anything like that. But basically, what he's saying that for the M1, the class 1, manufacturing should start between now and the end of the year, and 623 M1s will be manufactured and sold by 2024, before 2024. So manufacturing of the M1 should start August, and sales should be in September. For 2024, the expectation is that 11,000 of the M1s will be sold for 2024. You have 11,000 two-seaters and about 370 one-seater. And he explained exactly what he meant by that, because some companies require just a vehicle with just one seat for the driver. For the M3, that's the truck, you'll have production of 930 between July to August, selling between August and September. 930 will be produced and sold before 2024, and for 2024, 3,000 of them will be sold. So in the interview, he didn't mention anything about our good friend Lawrence. He didn't mention anything about that, anything about battery technology, nothing like that. So he did mention the reason why they are looking to move their registered office over to, I think, Maryland, so that it's cheaper in terms of reducing the cost of sales on their part, and in terms of reducing taxes. I think the tax rate could be lower in that area. So based on my initial thought was that maybe moving the registered business over to another location could be just to avoid shareholders' power. So you take it as you may, but that was my thought, and that still continues to be my thought. So he's saying that there will be no more dilution. The class 1 vehicles what they will be producing is not the one that will be used for university. He calls it high speed, that can be used anywhere on any road, and it will be it's already passed the crash tests and the safety checks that are required. And in terms of short short sales by shorts. He basically says he's working with Intel to actually uh, to yeah, he working with Intel to actually deal with the short seller situation. So my thought on it is that, if, and he also says that he's not worried about the stock price. He's doing what he needs to do. So if the stock price goes up, it goes down. He doesn't care. What his focus is on production. And so for now, he's just basically doing the interview to at least send the word out to shareholders, just to let him know that he has heard them and he's doing everything from his end. He's working 24/7 in terms of getting things done from his end. But for me, the interview sounds, it sounds genuine, but it all depends on, he maybe believes that yes, what he's saying is true, or maybe he's just a good actor. I don't know. But take it as you may, guys. But that's kind of my thought on it. But for now, as you can see, stock price is not looking good. So apart from having these interviews, he says he will now be speaking up. But apart from interviews, we just need to hear about production and deliveries being made. Simple. All right, so that's kind of what I have for you for today, guys. In terms of the option, what did we have today? So we had, not much in terms of calls coming in. Puts, where it was basically small. In terms of open interest, 14,000 for this week, 8,000 for next week. And the 21st, we have 14,000. And the 21st, so this appears to be prior to the reverse split. As you can see, 4 upon 100, so that means it's 1 upon 25. So if I divide 25 into this, you get 3,000 thereabout. So yeah, that's kind of my take on where we are at right now, guys. But tomorrow will be a holiday, so you know what, you guys enjoy your holiday in the US. July 4th, Independence Day. So we'll catch up again on Wednesday and see what happened with the stock. So until then, guys, take care. As usual, if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to subscribe.